Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs, much like you, achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients. Today, the purpose for this show, what I try to do on this show is I have two separate formats. One format is I will bring on subject matter experts vetted by myself from around the globe to come on and talk to you about how they achieved their success and different things that they overcame, different issues and problems. And in hearing that, it will help you as an entrepreneur or business owner to navigate and or avoid those type of issues. And then also, I will give out free tips, how to do this, how to do that, and so you can achieve even greater success. Today we're going to do both. In the first half, I'm going to be interviewing and talking with Carlos Siqueira, and in the second half, I'll be giving you some tips. So stay tuned, listen to both, and as always, this episode is archived on WCAP 980 AM's website, as well as mine, RCS Online Solutions, so you can go back and listen to some of the gems you're going to get. So our first guest today is Carlos Siqueira, and he is an inspirational speaker, social media influencer, and business acceleration strategist, known internationally as the mentor of the highest paid coaches, consultants, experts, and speakers in the world. He began his career at the age of 7, selling his mother's bread on the streets of northern Brazil, and rose to become a #1 top-selling sales executive and trainer and mentor for Fortune 100 companies in the U.S. He also helped Xfinity, formerly known as Comcast, sell over $1 billion of service. He is an author of an incredible best-selling book called Like An Immigrant, 9 Keys to Unlock Your Potentials, Attain True Fulfillment, and Build Your Legacy Today. Good morning, Carlos.
Good morning, my brother. How everybody going, my friend?
Excellent. Where you calling in from today?
I'm calling in from California, man. Super excited and grateful to be here, man. I want to, my first word here, for everybody listening to us is that I want to just send a prayer for everyone out there, man. All the families affected in Texas, in Ohio, around the world, in the small villages of Africa, India, Brazil, and China. There's a lot of violence going on out there, and I want to send, my condolences, and that I pray for every single one who is going through tough time out there, because I know how it feels having someone taken from you from violence. And I wanted to know that, it's just like, just keep moving forward. Do not let those outside forces and the devil mess with you guys, because we together, if we become one, as I always talk about this, man, is above oneself. It's that transcendence piece. When we focus on that, magic happens.
I love it. And things like that people do need to be reminded that, at the end of the day, no matter how well it appears someone's doing, we're all human. We all have wins and losses and insecurities and fears and tragedies in our lives. I mean, one of the Kennedy's daughters, 22 years old, just overdosed. So, I mean, that's one of the most, influential families in this country's history. And at 22, I mean, she just overdosed. So, that's definitely, thank you for that, but let's flip it back to some positive stuff here. I know you, and I've spoken on stages with you all across the country, and I know that you're a rock star, and your intro here, that little bio, was pretty cool. But can you tell our listeners a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yes, sir. No, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here. I was just doing a post on social media, and as you're reading my bio over here, I was actually thinking about, one of my great friends and mentors. That was my mentor even before he knew that he was my mentor. And, I always tell people, when you have a message within yourself, when you know and you have something to share with the world, you have a gift. I want you guys not to hold on to that gift. Because my brother Les Brown, during the tough times, during the slavery and, extreme racism times, he would put it, he would journal, and he would write his messages. And his messages went through borders. And those borders of America went all the way down to Brazil. And my grandma and the people from Brazil used to translate some of his quotes to shoot for the moon, that eventually you will hang among the stars. I want you guys right now listening here to declare, what is the one thing that you want, ladies and gentlemen? What is the one thing that you wanted to be known for, that you wanted to be the best in the world for it? I want you to declare today. I want you to message me on Instagram at Carlos Inspire, or on social media on Facebook, and send me a message. Today, Carlos, I declare that I'm going to be the best person in the world in ABC. Whatever is that thing. Because my brother Les Brown, when he wrote that, my grandma used to read that to me. Right after me, my stepfather would come home drunk at night. And he would abuse her, and I would try to step in between them. And I was fearful, extreme fearful, because I used to get my butt handled by him several times. But I was like, as I always talk about, new levels, new devils. The higher that we are going to go in life, ladies and gentlemen, the higher that we are going to have to confront him. And I faced my stepfather while he was drunk. He used to be in the military and police. So, pretty messed up stuff that he saw down there in Brazil. It's chaos down there. A lot of violence and corruption. My father died in a car explosion when I was a baby. My stepfather was murdered. But people tell me my entire life, you're never going to go anywhere, kid. You are poor. You don't have a role model. You don't have money. You only have rice. And you're talking about all these dreams and all those bigger things. So let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody else's opinion doesn't define who you are going to become when you declare. That's why I want you guys to declare. If you are right now going through hell, declare. Enough is enough. And if you are on the top, you know that you have a little bit more inside of you. Declare. What is the thing that is missing? What is the next level? Because I declare those moments of chaos. After my stepfather would, I would step in between him and my grandma. And I would try to stop him. And I would get extremely whooped. My grandma would have to cover me up from neck down so I could go to school the next day. But I declare, she would read me Les Brown quotes. She would sleep in the hammock. And I would go below the hammock. And she was like, son, stay hungry. Son, shoot for the moon, that you will land among the stars. Son, keep speaking into yourself when nobody's there. As I always tell people, you got to speak life into others when they don't see it. And she spoke over and over and over to myself. And I spoke over and over and over. And I started selling. When I was 7 years old, I started selling bread on the street to help my widow mother. And then I started helping the other kids selling their stuff. Because, ladies and gentlemen, sales and marketing is your twin ticket to freedom. I can tell you guys to master one thing right now to get you out of chaos and poverty and problems. Master sales and marketing. Become better at sales and marketing and add more value to others around you, in your community, in your neighborhood, than anybody else has ever done in the past. Go into every situation by separating yourself from the expectations. Oh, that was a good one. Say it again, Brother Carlos. You got to go into the situation by separating yourself from the expectations.
I love it.
When
now,
you do that, you know what I mean, bro? It's like, I'm fired up over here.
Yeah, no. That's excellent. Thank you. But there's no question that that your history. I've heard it, and you've shared some of it with us. That your history is traumatic, and you had every reason in the world not to succeed. Just like Les Brown, the gentleman you've just mentioned. That I listen to either Les Brown or Jim Rohn's for 10 to 30 minutes every single morning. That's the first thing I do when I get up. So I'm a big fan of both. But you overcame some massive things that other people sometimes use as crutches on why they can't get ahead in life. Can you tell us, let's say somebody wants to start a business, or they have a job right now and they're thinking about starting a business, or they already have a business and they've been doing it for about 18 months and they're just starting to turn some profit. And then maybe somebody who's been in business for, 3 or 5 years, and they've kind of plateaued, and they know that whatever got them to this level won't get them to the next level. And it's possible that one or more of your tips will cover all three of those. But can you give us a couple of tips on that?
Yeah, the biggest thing, that I always tell people is that, is to stay focused, because right now we live in a society, Ronald, where there's a lot of people out there with split focus. And I want you guys to stay focused on the target. I talk about this quite a bit when I sit in quite a few board of advisors with other billionaires and very wealthy people as I do consulting internationally around the world. And I tell people, you must become like a postage stamp. I want you guys to stick to that one thing that's going to get you to the next, whether you want to make an extra $1,000 this week, or an extra 10 grand, or an extra 100 grand, or an extra million this week, whatever is your number, I want you to stay focused like a postage stamp. You're going to stamp yourself to it, and you're not going to stop until you get to the end result. You're gonna ask yourself, okay, do I have any distractions? You know what I mean? Whether is are you being distracted with social media, or are you being distracted by negative people around you, or have you become the smartest person in the room? Who is the people that you are surrounding yourself with? Who are your mentors? Who are your consultants? Who is sitting on your board of advisors? And let's assume you don't have the extra cash to pay for a consultant. Then what would you do? Then you put yourself in those environments where the people that you want to learn from them, you go to their events and offer to crew, offer to add value to them, refer them clients, get on their radar. It's impeccable, guys, where it's going to be times, especially if you are in the first 18 months or the first 3 to 5 years, sometimes you're going to hit the plateau and you're going to feel like stuck. But that's like my 7-year-old daughter always says, you must do it even if you don't feel like it. And here's what I want you guys to do, something that, whether you're 18 months or 5 years or 10 years, and whether you are now, you need to make an extra cash, or you're already making millions and you want to make more. I want you guys to do something. This is $1 million advice I'm going to give you guys over here. I want you guys to write it down and go do some data mining for your business. I want you guys to go back and ask for the last 10 clients that came to you. And you're going to ask them this multi-million-dollar advice here that I'm going to give you guys. Where, in the heart of hearts, did your last clients emotionally and financially invested time and money into your business? One more time. I want you guys to pinpoint this to the millisecond. Where, in the heart of hearts, did your clients decided emotionally and financially to invest time and money in you? Because here's what I want to do. If you can pinpoint that, what did you say in your email? For example, one of the most opening emails out there of all time is, "You are not alone, ... That's one of the most subject or opening lines email in the planet, and that's data behind that. So, but what did you say in your email sequence, in your webinars, on your social media, on your profile, on your speech, on your 30-second elevator page? What were you holding in your hand if you happen to be on the stage and you were holding something, or you were telling a specific story? And if whatever that answer is from your last 10 clients, I want you to take that to the heart, because now you are hearing directly from the lion's mouth where they pinpointed to yourself. Because sometimes, I talk about this quite a bit, your assumptions could be costing you millions. We tend to assume so much, because see, we as CEOs, we have a lot of blind spots. So I want you to be very, very careful. I want you to give yourself this gift and go to the left hand, do some data mining, because now you're going to see little things that you're like, huh? And now you'll be able to use those exact words, those exact objects, those exact subject lines or emails or whatever that is that they told you. And now you'll be able to incorporate that into your marketing, into your messaging, into your communication, and now you can go out there and you can start speaking to the world. And then whether, you don't know a promoter, you don't know how to get to the stages, your local communities is your stages. Your local Toastmasters, your local DNI, your local Chamber of Commerce, your local golf course, and all the local places in your community where people are gathering, on 2 or more gatherings. You go out there and you add value, and you separate yourself from the outcome. Your intention is to add value to every single person in the room, because I train quite a few speakers and consultants around the world, and I tell them all the time, look, you are there, there's 100 or 10,000 people in that stadium. You are not there to get the 1 or 2 or 3%. You are there to add value to every single person in that room. Because in a room with 100 or more people, that's always going to be 6 to 12% who are suicidal, extreme depressed, extreme anger. And those people, they are there on the last resort. They don't have the money. They don't have the mentor. They don't have anyone to look up to. How do I know? Because I've been down those shoes growing up in Brazil. And that's why I wanted to serve every single person in that room. Give them your best. If you are so great, show me, don't tell me. And I want you guys to operate this way for the rest of your entire life. And as you do that more and more and more often, now I want you guys to challenge yourself to do things that even though you don't feel like it, to keep building that mental toughness, to put yourself out there, to get in the game. And as the more that you do it, as my little daughter says, she's 7 years old, the more that you do it, the better you will become. In her exact words.
I love it.
So there's just a couple of strategies there, Ron, that helps a lot of people when I'm sitting down with them.
Yeah, I do. I love it. And especially, I mean, there was several nuggets there. Some of it was one that I really liked is just you got to put yourself in the room with people who are playing at 5 or 10 times, whatever level you're at, you want to put yourself in the room with people who are playing in that same field, but are operating 3, 5, 10 times at a higher level than you are. You get in the room, you add value, you don't, ask them for stuff, you somehow add value, and and listen and learn and go into those events. I can't tell you how many of my clients, I tell them pretty much the same thing. You can continue to go to the local free networking events, but you're going to get bombarded with real estate agents and insurance people and people doing MLMs, and they're all great people. There's nothing wrong with them as people. But in terms of growing your business, you have to go regionally and nationally. And you'll just that's how I met you and other people.
Yes,
yeah, I've been on that speaker circuit for like 4 years now, and almost everyone that I call a friend today, or who I talk to outside of business or family, is somebody I met on that tour. You know what I mean? So you got to surround yourself with like-minded people and people who are on a mission, and stay sucker-free. Cut out all the negativity and all that other stuff.
No, for real, man. It's like one thing that I always tell, a lot of the people that I mentor around the world, Ronald, I always tell people, man, if people ask me all the time, if you would start it over, Carlos, I would start adding value, even when I didn't have money, by going to events and offering to crew to help them. Or if I did have the cash, I would pay for having mentors and true consultants on my board to help me save in compressed time. As I talk about this quite a bit, compressing the sales cycle. Because I tell people all the time, man, show me your calendar. If you tell me how you commit your time, I will tell you how you are committed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, here's the deal, right? If it's going to happen, it's up to you. Not your business partner, your spouse, your employees, nobody. It's up to you to make it happen. Because at the end of the day, it's not over until you say so. I don't go to sleep when I am tired. I go to sleep when I am done. I go for the result. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no such a thing as failure on my vocabulary. I made a promise. When people ask me all the time, Carlos, why you want to be the best speaker and mentor in the planet? You know what I always tell Ronald? It's not for me. It's for those little kids in Brazil, in Africa, in Russia, in China, in America, in every single hood in the planet. Because I tell them one day on the street, we had a promise between me and my homies, and we were all little, between ages 7 and 12. And we all sold goodies on the street, from bread to empanadas to beers to all kinds of stuff. And we made a promise to each other, whoever leaves the hood, we are going to make an impact on this planet. We are going to inspire others. We're going to let our brothers know out there that is hope. That if you don't quit, you are going to win. That I remember as if it was yesterday, bro. Selling bread after I was done selling, and I was just through the mirror, looking at a TV and seeing those celebrities in Hollywood. And I say, one day, man, because in my mind, I was like, man, they have so much money. Why they don't come more often to third world countries and they speak life into us and they will share their strategies, just like we are sharing strategies over here right now. With no strings attached. Fully present in the moment, playing full out. And in my mind, I was like, why they don't do it? And my grandma always joked, hey, son, it's because they don't speak Portuguese. Rest in peace, grandma. I love you. You know, but I was like, damn. So I and then I got pissed off. You know how it is, Donald? Whenever you got pissed off, or you ladies and gentlemen, listen to me right now. Whenever you get pissed off about something, you do something. So what is that thing that's pissing you off right now? I was pissed off with the violence, with hunger, with abuse, tormenting, all that crap going on. So what I did was I decided, like, you know what? I committed. That day, I declared it. Just like I told you guys to declare here earlier, what is that thing that you're going to do? And you're going to email me, text me, message me on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever it is. And you declare. I declared that day, Ronald, I was going to become the best, speaker, mentor. I was going to read more books and magazines and newspapers and learn more than anybody else in my streets, in my communities, in my neighborhood, in my state, in my country. And I just kept it going. But I had no idea how I was going to do it, Ronald, no idea, brother. But I started going. I would go to the library back then, big old computers, right? I would go to the library. I would read. I would go to the local businesses, and I would ask them questions. Hello, excuse me, Mr. Butcher, what would you do if you would start it over to become an awesome butcher with this beautiful, business space that you have here? What would you do? Tell me 3 things, 3 golden nuggets to get there faster. And also tell me 3 things that you would avoid doing from the get. Hello, Mr. Supermarket owner. What would you do to have a better supermarket? Hello, Mr. Realtor. Hello, Mr. Lawyer. Hello, Mr. Banker. What would you do? If I see somebody that had a great relationship for married for 30, 40, 50 years. Excuse me, Gramps. What would you do to if you started over to have an even better quality of your relationship? And I would journal, Ronald, about this over and over and over. And I started seeing patterns of the people, what would they do to start that faster? You know what I mean? Like they would surround themselves with, smarter people than them. They didn't want to become the smartest people in the room. They would hire people in teams, and they would invest time in people, not in things. People tend to fall in love too much with things. And I tell people, you got to love people, not things. People tend to fall in love with the glory all the time. People tell me, damn, bro, it must feel good. Speak at the Oscars and be with all these celebrities and politicians and athletes and mentoring them. And I'm like, no. You know what it feels good? It's, the day-to-day story, the day-to-day, going to the day-to-day struggle, the day-to-day story. It took me 30 years to get to that level, to spending time and mentoring those people. But you know what I mean? I appreciated the day-to-day because you got to fall in love with the story, not the glory. And we tend to forget that.
Yep,
I
love it,
bro. And that's what I want you guys out there to honor that right now. This moment, it's Monday. It's 8 o'clock over here in the West Coast in California. It's 11 for you over there in the East. And we're going to honor this Monday. We're going to declare. We're going to show up to blow up, baby. You know what I mean?
I love it. There's two things that I what you said there. I love it, and I love your enthusiasm. But 2 things that I'd really like to touch on is when you said that you would go and ask those people what made them successful or what they would do now to just get successful quicker. I love that because that's seeking counsel, not advice. So when people are starting out in business, they should not, ask somebody who has never run a business or somebody who's never written a book advice on that subject, because you want to seek counsel, not advice, not opinions. You don't ask your broke brother-in-law for financial advice. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And then so that's huge. I hope the listeners got that. You know what I mean? Because they have limitations. You know what I mean? Other people who have done what you've done and been successful, or what you want to do and have been successful. Oftentimes they'll just open up and talk to you. Most of them won't even charge you, right? But if they do, so what? Pay up. You're going to cut, 2-3 years off your cycle from all the struggles, right? And the other thing I really liked is you talked about focusing on people and the ROR. That's what I'm big on, right? Is return on relationships, not return on investment. You're never going to get rich with the one-offs, right? But if you build a solid rapport with whether it's your clients, your workmates, people in your industry, that return on relationship is priceless. So I really like both those points of what you just spoke on.
You know, and as I'm thinking about this, I remember, you see, it's funny how much we learn from our grandparents, man. And my grandma always says, son, always know how to go to someone's house, someone's business, and leave that place that you always, every time that you're going to come back, they're going to have their hands right open for you to give you a big hug and a sofa and a couch to sleep, you know? And I used to tell people all the time, and I want it to be your favorite hello and your hardest goodbye. It's something that I do every day, Ron. I play full out every day, my brother Ronald. I tell people, man, you must to live as you have one last day, not one more. Ask yourself right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Are you an inspiring father, mother, husband, mentor, coach? The other people are aspiring to be just like you. Think about it. Your children, your employees, your future clients. If you are involved in helping children in other countries, are you working every single day, towards becoming that person? I have this conversation quite a bit over here in the Silicon Valley with, deca millionaires who are extremely depressed and sad because they spend no time. Their children, their employees are not aspiring to be like them. And then sometimes it's just gotta keeping it real, being vulnerable, being okay to talk about those things. Because people, they don't want to think of you like a superhuman. They're not going to relate to you. You got to be vulnerable. You got to honor the struggle. You got to be able to literally have that serious talk with yourself and look in the mirror and start asking those questions. And speaking of the mirror, I wanted to remind yourself that you are also not the person that you are seeing in the mirror right now. That you are beyond that. There is so much more inside of you. And you go out there and do a couple of, go on social media right now and do this little post. I'm doing a little branding experiment. What do you guys think my superhero powers are? What do you guys think, those superhero powers are? And you just put it out there, and you're going to see how others perceive you, how the world perceives you. What are your top three strengths? I want you to remind yourself, and if you're not sure what your top three strengths are, there are plenty, strengths, exercises and, tests and things that you can do online, from strength finding to all kinds of them. I want you to understand what are those top three strengths. And then once you know, I want you to, then you're going to infuse, what you do to all your conversations, utilizing your top three strengths. And you're going to start seeing amazing results. I want you to operate from that place, from the place that person that you are aspiring to be like, from your strength, from that place of love, of energy. Just like right now, me and Ronald over here playing full out, present, in the moment, not holding back. Ain't no script to this. No way in hell somebody can script something like this. But then if you go from that place, ladies and gentlemen, the way how you show up, the moment that you open your door and you walk into your business, if you're out there, listing a business right now, anywhere in the planet, if you are over the phone doing telemarketing, and if you are in person and speaking on a stage, or if you are sitting on a fancy office, from the 67th floor high, overseeing, downtown Manhattan or Chi-Town or Miami or California. It doesn't matter. If you show up as this person, from your top three strengths, from that place of center, from that place where we become one. It's no longer about you or Ronald or myself or nobody or what is happening in the environment, all the chaos, because what is wrong is always going to be available, so what is right. And you're going to focus on what is right. And you're going to focus on your top strength. And you're going to focus on serving others. From that place, I guarantee you, your every single thing will change in your relationship with your employees, with your clients. You're going to become a human magnet. You're going to start attracting more people to you. And from that place, ladies and gentlemen, magic will happen. As long as you don't quit. That's why I want you guys to declare right now. Who am I going? What I want to be the best in the world at? And then once you declare, because that has to come from you. It cannot come from me, from your spouse, your mom, or your priest. It has to come from you. You go deep inside and you remind yourself, when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, what did I want it to be when I grew up? What was that dream, that audacious dream? What is that thing that I was going to do it? I was fearless little kid. That one thing that only you know it. I want you to go back and from that place, that fearless attitude, from that place of center, from that place of becoming one, what is above oneself, the transcendence piece. From that place, you tell yourself right now, today, Carlos, I declare that I'm going to be the best, whatever that is. Speaker, mentor, coach, father, mother, husband, leader, realtor, broker, whatever. Lawyer, doctor, whatever is that thing, actor, actress, whatever is that thing that you wanted to become. And then you just declare, and you have that thing in front of you. You tattoo that on your soul, and you don't let nobody take that out of you. You don't let nobody else's opinions, behaviors, agenda define who you are going to become. And you remind yourself that I am it. And that's how you're going to start your day every single day for the rest of your life. Because the way how you start your day, ladies and gentlemen, is the way how you are going to finish. And you're going to enjoy the journey every single second, not the destination. And you're going to fall in love with the glory, not the story. I'm fired up over here, bro.
Yeah, all right.
You're gonna stop me, but I'm just fired up over here.
Yeah, but all right. But listen, Carlos, we're about to close out, and what I want to do is I want to make sure everybody got your contact info. But I also like when you were just talking about never giving up and stuff, and a lot of people do. There's a couple of great books out there that I recommend to people. Greg Reed is a friend of both of ours, and it was his birthday yesterday too, and also Sharon Lecter. They co-wrote a book called 3 Feet from Gold, and there's also a section in Think and Grow Rich by about 3 Feet from Gold. So, I highly recommend that, people go out there and get some education and read some of these real, time-tested classic books that have been around for a long time, but there's a reason that they've been around for a long time, and then there's a reason people keep referring them. So that's 3 Feet from Gold by Greg Reed and Sharon Lecter, who also wrote Think and Grow Rich with Robert Kiyosaki, and Think and Grow Rich is a great book that by Napoleon Hill that everybody should read, and keep going back to educate themselves and to get inspired, and also to learn and live by those principles. But that's great. Can we get your contact information, Carlos?
Yes. I love Greg and Sharon Lecter and I. We had a great podcast the other day, so just look it up. Sharon Lecter and Carlos Siqueira podcast. We had a great time. We dropped some massive golden nuggets there. I love that. I love interviewing all the legends in the industry. But yes, no, definitely. I love that book. Another book also, that I highly recommend is Men Searching for Meaning. Men Searching for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and Outwitting the Devil, also by Napoleon Hill and Sharon Lecter. Amazing, amazing books. And I also recommend one of the best books of all time, Work Like An Immigrant. No, that's my book. It's also a book, 5 stars. Highly recommend reading it. But you guys can look me up, Carlos Inspire on Instagram. I'm always there dropping massive value. Just go to Carlos, CarlosInspire on Instagram. I'm always there. You guys can always go on my website as well, expertadvisoralliance.com. One more time, that is expertadvisoralliance.com. And I'm always dropping massive value there as well. And on Instagram, if you guys can go there, under my link on my bio, plenty resources there that people charge tens of thousands of dollars, and I give it away for free. As I always teach people, if you are that great, show me, don't tell me. I'm the type of guy that I want to help people, change their lives, make more money, improve the quality of their lives before I would ever ask them for anything. And you want to get to that point. When you are out there listening to me right now, you want to get to the point where you flip the sales process, where people are coming to you. You don't have to go to them, because they know that you show up to grow up. You are a person of integrity, a person that adds value, a person that want to make a true impact in the planet. And that's how, every single day. And eventually your time will come. Just like I talk about it a lot, from selling bread on the streets of Brazil. Now I just became an ambassador the other day, an author, successfully speaking and mentoring other very powerful people around the world. And a long time ago was just a dream. So I hope you guys enjoy this show. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Ronald, always a pleasure, my brother, talking to you, seeing you, and looking forward, seeing you out there on the stages of the world. And, definitely, my brother, thank you again, and thanks everybody for showing up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, going on Instagram and messaging me your declaration. What are you going to declare that you are going to be the best in the world at? Message me on Instagram. I cannot promise that I will reply to every single one of you because I have almost 40,000 followers there, but I will do my best to personally, if you guys go there and put your declaration, to reply back to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carlos. And that is Carlos Inspire at Instagram. And so you reach out to him, definitely. He gave a lot of motivational and inspirational stuff today, but he also does training seminars, and he has people paying him north of $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 for his training skill set. So he's the real deal, and that's why he's on this show. You've been listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various internet marketing techniques and methods.